Ladies and gents, what's going on? Welcome to this video that you're more than likely not really expecting from someone like me. However, people have been asking me about it, so I figured why not do the video that people have been asking me about. So here we go. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I'm gonna keep this on actual facts, and this is still gonna be pure speculation, but I'm basing it as much on facts as I possibly can. So obviously the main question is, how much is it going to cost? How much do I need? Personally, I'm going to focus on how much you need, because we typically know how much DLCs are going to cost in total. That's typically 50 to 60 million if you want to have all the drip feed, everything, and everything most expensive, yada 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 yada. Now what I'm going to focus on is how much you personally need as a player when you want to enjoy Nightclub DLC. So here's what I broke down. For the Nightclub, you will probably need about 4 million including upgrades. You'll be looking at a good location for your Nightclub, not all the way down in Blaine County, because there is one in Blaine County all the way into Paleto Bay. You probably don't want to have that one because that would be completely dreadful to have, I'm sure. So if you want to have some that is relatively in a nice location, probably in the Bahama Mamas, or the most expensive one, which is more than likely going to be the Vault, which is located next to Legion Square. At least that's what I think, that there's the one that's going to use, and it's going to be the most expensive, because what I personally think is that the Vault next to Legion Square, which is like the big museum looking building, it's a Nightclub as well. And I personally think that that is the Nightclub that they use within the trailer. But anyway, looking at previous DLCs that we had with like Doomsday and all that kind of stuff, like bunkers and in the facilities and all that jazz, typically the most expensive ones were around 3 million. And then obviously upgrades came with that, which is typically $1 million to $1.5 million. So 4 million, then you would have a really good location, and you'd probably be alright to start off your Nightclub as well. Now obviously with new cars releasing too, you would probably looking at like 1 to 1.5 million if you want to have a new sports car. You want to also of course have a new supercar as well, because it might be a new fastest one if you're that type of player, which will be 1.5 to 2.5 million as well. You see a fancy new looking weaponized vehicle that you might want to have. That's 2 to 4 million as well. And then the other cars, which is like, the SUVs and that sort of kind of deal, typically is around 1 million, something along the lines of that. The Pounder Custom, which was revealed by Rockstar, that's going to be a thing too. The way that I looked at that is the MOCs, mainly because that is probably how it's going to work as well. I rounded that off about like 2 million. I kind of customized my existing MOC to have it be the Phantom Custom, and just kind of like, mess around with the center caps that you can put within it. I came about the 1.8 million, so I think if you want to have a Pounder Custom, it will be about 2 million as well. With that, there's obviously maybe some new guns coming that you can turn into a Mark II version, which typically costs around 100k as well. So the price mark that I set on it was 10 to 20 million if you want to like enjoy a Nightclub DLC in a pretty good way. You'll be able to buy yourself a good Nightclub, a new sports car, a new supercar, a weaponized vehicle, another car as well, a Pounder Custom of course, because that's really what you are going to need really, and upgraded gun as well, but that's not really the cost of it really. But obviously another thing that a lot of people are going to wonder as well would be like the bare minimum for me to have. Now personally, I would say probably about 5 million. I'm saying 5 million because for around like the 2 million mark, worst case scenario, obviously you're gonna go all the way to Paleto Bay, but if you have no money, that is probably a good way to start. You'll still be able to have a Nightclub, you'll still be able to do the missions. They might take a little bit longer, but you'll still have a Nightclub, and you still can experience the Nightclub DLC in some way. Obviously a Pounder Custom would probably be something that you want to have as well, which is another 2 million, sitting on about 4 million now. And you might be able to, like, if a sports car is relatively cheap, you'll be able to buy that as well. You'll be able to kind of mess around with that, but at least with the 5 million, you'll at least be able to buy a Nightclub and get started on that, because assuming you're already someone that has been playing the game for a while, you probably have a nice fleet of vehicles already, and with that Nightclub purchased, you could probably just start making some more money. We don't know how exactly Nightclub is going to work still, but I feel like with this estimate and all that stuff, this could probably give you a good indication of what exactly you would have to have before Nightclub DLC comes out. Typically what a lot of people say is, oh man, you're gonna need 50 million or this or that. Yeah, but it doesn't really matter that it's gonna be 50 million in total, because that's not what you're going to spend. Unless you're someone that is like Bunny and has like, you know, over 400 million or some shit. You're not going to be spending every single penny, because even for someone like Bunny with all that money, she's not going to spend everything on cars she doesn't want, for example. So with a 10 to 20 million kind of vibe, you'll have enough money to have some freedom looking at like, oh hey, this looks interesting, I'll purchase that. So I guess that is kind of what I personally think. Let me know what you personally think, of course, down in the comment section down below. Do you think that I'm right? Do you think that I'm an absolute complete idiot? Make sure to let me know in those comments down below. But if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave it a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all later.